Who ended your last relationship? The reason I ask is I was just reading something pretty interesting from Dr. David Buss. He was writing that him and one of his former PhD students found when researching breakups that the sum of participant responsibility was generally over 100%. People had a tendency to claim that they were the one doing the dumping at a rate that is logically impossible, right? You can't both dump each other. I think, well, Mackin, more evidence that self-reports aren't entirely reliable in this domain, and I have some partiality towards that perspective. Another possibility is that this dumper surplus of sorts reflects some deception in breakups. Like an older relative of mine once told me that whenever he had to break up with someone when he was younger, he would do his best to convince them that breaking up with him was a good idea. Now, I'm not endorsing this at all, but I do understand it, right? Like, even if you're totally selfless, just concerned with them, you might want to shelter them from the pain of being rejected, right? That's what getting dumped is, in a way. It's a huge romantic rejection. And from a more personal perspective, and maybe even a safety perspective, having a jilted lover in your life can range from somewhat uncomfortable to incredibly scary. By emphatically dumping someone in some cases, you could be risking getting stalked or abused or suffering some form of revenge or punishment. So it's understandable to me why someone would try to convince their soon-to-be ex-partner that the ball is entirely in their court, even after it's been taken away. So while this dumper surplus, and I don't know if I've just coined the worst name for a phenomenon ever, but in any case, while it could be the result of people lying to researchers, it could also be the result of people lying to each other.